Hello everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to be trying out some Pillars of Eternity. I believe I tried to play this for the channel before, but I didn't end up really sticking with it. For whatever reason, I don't know, just really didn't get into it too much. This is kind of outside my wheelhouse games, so you're just going to have to kind of deal with the I want to say newbiness, because is there really newbiness in this type of game? Maybe. It's kind of like grand strategies and stuff. It's like, obviously I've played games, similar to it. I've played all kinds of games. But, basically just a turn-based kind of RPG where you're controlling more characters than just yourself. Do I want that on? It's not really in my wheelhouse. By the way, guys, this is a character build episode, so if you'd like to skip this and move on to some actual gameplay, I will have this marked in the title, and probably along with other like leveling things. Maybe I'll just kind of combine all the levelings, like like multiple party members level together. I'll just do it all in one because I shut all that off. I don't want to auto do it. If I'm going to be getting into a party-based RPG, I'm going to be, getting the full experience versus just, just playing like solo and then having companions kind of deal. I'm considering survival requires micromanagement. This one's kind of difficult for me. I've been choosing normal a lot lately. It's just mostly because I don't want to just like not get anywhere. Here's the deal, alright? If I end up actually playing through this game, maybe these future games that might branch off of this, such as the expansions and possibly even Dreadfire, or whatever it was. Path of Exile. God, I keep getting mixed up. Path of Exile. No. Pillars of Eternity 2. And then maybe even Baldur's Gate and stuff. I'll play a little harder difficulties. But for the meantime, I think I'm going to stick on normal. I kind of want to put expert mode on. It disables a number of helper features in the game. For players who want to rely on their own faculties and intuition while playing the game should play expert mode. This option is selected when you start a new game. It cannot be enabled in game, and if disabled, cannot be enabled in that game. I'm not doing Trial of Iron, guys. It's just not something. Like, obviously, people on YouTube end up doing it, Let's Players and stuff. But, it's just not really. I mean, it's not like what I say. See, here's the problem. I don't want the game to end just because I died. Because generally speaking, games like this, like, okay, Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead and stuff like that, it's a different type of game. RimWorld, if I end up dying, that's fine. Those are games that you come back to. This is a story-based game, and if I die, I'd really have hard times going back through story-based games and stuff like that, and just replaying things that I've seen before. I just lose interest. I won't even say exponentially. I lose like a lot of interest after playing through something once already. So it's just a bad idea for completing the game's sake. I don't know if this is a good idea. I'm gonna turn that on.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Okie doke. Like I said, character creation video. Male or female? No, that's always the question, isn't it? Got my dice over here now. I don't know where they are off the top of my head. Alright, well, I was going to leave it up to chance. Now I have to actually just choose. I've been choosing male characters quite frequently lately. Let's go female. Women's role in Eora is largely dependent on where she is from, and the Adar Empire, Valian Republics, and the Direward, women occupy many domestic, educational, and organizational roles. They are primary hunters, soldiers, and leaders of the tribes of Nasatek, and Air Glanfath. Oh, this is gonna be a fun time already. Digsimetal. Women and men have more fluid social roles in all societies. There are exceptions to the rule. Women can be found in a wide variety of situations and professions. Alright. What race? What is this? Mighty Arma are the largest of the Kith races, are commonly found in or near oceans. They are not truly aquatic. They have affinity for water, and many other civilizations, such as Rotai, are based on naval dominance. They are known for their unparalleled strength. Dwarf, by virtue of land covered in a number of colonies, cell dwarves are the most well-traveled race in the world. They're commonly found in the Darwood and Valian republics. Almost any colonized land, dwarves are known for their great strength and tenacity. Elves. Fuck the elves. No, I'm joking. Elves are the dominant race in Airglanth and the white that wins and are extremely common in Darwood and Ader. Elves are known for their speed and intelligence, as well as a commonly isolationist nature. Norlan is a little furry creature. Orlans are the smallest of the Kith races, though many cultures don't consider them to be civilized at all. Also notable for their large ears, two-toned skin, and hirsute bodies, Orlans are commonly found in Airglan. Airglan? The Eximate plains and parts of the Direward. They are known for their mental intensity and sharp senses. The godlikes are children of the Kith, who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods. Though some do not consider it a blessing, these aspects may take many forms and often come with mystic powers. Variant head shapes are typical, and godlike are unable to wear protective headgear, as it is near impossible to find anything that fits because of their unusual nature and their inability to reproduce. Godlike are often viewed with fear and wonder. Interesting. Are we just gonna like run into these? Humans, commonly called folk, are the most common race in the Direward, the Adar Empire, Old Valia, the Valian Republics. Though not as large as the towering Amau, humans are known for their strength and willpower. Do I actually just want to play a human? Dwarves being my spirit animal. I have a deep and unwavering disdain for elves. But maybe I'll make an exception today. Dexterity and perception. If you're wondering, like, oh, why don't you just play a dwarf? It's because if I am going to play Baldur's Gate, and the dwarves in here look kind of dumb. If I do play Baldur's Gate, you know I'm going to be a dwarf. By virtue, land covered a number of colonies. Dwarves are the most well-traveled race in the world. Blah, blah, blah. Dwarves are known for their great strength and tenacity. This pains me on a very deep level. We'll see if I end up growing attached to this character or not. If I end up being an elf. Fine. Oh Jesus, there's a lot of reading here. What else? Trace their beginning far north of the present day Aether and have migrated south throughout the forests of the continent, now covering all the way south across the equator. They are also believed to have migrated across the Sea of Ergalanth, physiologically identical to one another. What else from Aether are culturally different from those in Ergalanth? They consider themselves wholly different groups. Distant advantage against any enemy that is more than 4 meters away. What else gain bonus to accuracy, deflection, and reflex? It's unclear exactly how long ago the Pale Elves came to the southern polar region of the world, but they have lived there for at least 12,000 years based on their continuous contact with Amawa traders. They appear to be among the most stationary ethnic groups in the known world, migrating within the polar region, but seldom venturing far north. They are rare in all northern lands, and most people consider them exotic, if they've seen one at all. Elemental endurance. All Pale Elves have increased burn and freeze damage reductions. I guess if I'm gonna go elf, I might as well go the whole 10,000 miles. Go with fucking one that basically sounds like the tree hugger variety. Okay, we're gonna choose our class. And just out of first off, we're gonna get companion characters and stuff in the game. And while playing this, I don't know if I said it already. I think I did, but just to reiterate, I'm gonna be taking control of all the skill bonus, or not skills, level ups and stuff, myself for companion characters, blah blah blah. And what do you call it, but also going from game to game. I try not to keep, it's hard, honestly. Like, if you think of what character I kind of like play just off the top of my head, it would be, especially how I just play in games and stuff in general, it's usually like run and gun, get in there. And so basically it would be either paladin or fighter. But you do that so many times, you want to just try and break the mold a little bit. I will not choose these. I want to do paladin so bad though, oh my god. If a dwarf is my spirit animal, paladin's my spirit class. Alright. A chanter. In every culture across there are chanters. Many historians consider chanters to be the most ancient workers of magic. Their hallowed phrases stirring the collective memory of wayward souls around them, compelling them to generate magical effects in a kind of reenactment. In some societies, chanters form organized groups of storytellers and researchers, but in most parts of the world, they are just a time-honored part of local tradition. While chanters can continuously speak chants made of magical phrases, phrases produce passive effects and help build up chanters' power until they can use invocation. powerful magic effects that chanters can create after they have spoken a required number of phrases through their chants. That stuff I'm not going to worry about too much. Hey, do I actually want to do Cipher? Oh, it's a recent discovery in the Eastern Reach. Ciphers were once called mine hunters by the Glanthans. Ciphers have the ability to directly contact and manipulate another person's soul and psyche, using an ally's or enemy's essence as the focus of their magic. Though most ciphers are still found in the Eastern Reach, practitioners of techniques have spread throughout the known world. They are gaining acceptance over time, but are generally distrusted, especially by the uneducated. Ciphers can Ciphers can directly target allies and enemies with powerful soul-focused effects. These powers cost focus, which ciphers build through the use of their soul web. I just want to keep reading these. Monks. A wood elf monk. See, that's the problem with some of these too, is because some of them just seem kind of goofy, alright? Be a wood elf monk. Wood elf druid makes sense. Wood elf ranger makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I think we all know what druids are, but this game is just a little different from what do you call it? The tried and true, like Dungeons and Dragons and that kind of style of classes and whatnot. So it's worth reading through, I guess. Animus at heart, druids tap into spiritual power that flows through the simple living things of Eora, plants, animals, and sometimes even living stone. While not necessarily religious, druids you have a reverence for the natural world and keen interest in understanding its mysteries. In most cultures, druids are understood as a sort of primal magic, a magician. But among the Glanthans and many rural cultures, they may have high positions of influence and authority. Spirit shift. All druids have mastered one animalistic form. These forms give the druid strong melee abilities and grant an additional power while the druid is shifted. Druids have access to a variety of offenses and some support-oriented spells every 2 levels. Druids automatically gain access to an additional set of spells. Initially, their spells can be cast a limited number of times per rest. As druids gain power, their weaker spells eventually shift to per encounter use. Monks belong to a variety of fighting orders that have sprung up in Ixmetal and the Eastern Reach over the past few centuries. While many monastic orders can trace their teachings to an enduring founder. Yeah, thanks Obsidian for these nutty things I hate to pronounce. Tatak. Individual organizations vary greatly in their focus, morality, and ethics. Common folk respect the incredible discipline of monks, but see them as an odd, unpredictable bunch who may not be entirely sane. Even mercenaries and other adventurers aren't sure what to make of them. Transcendent suffering. When monks have no weapons equipped, the unarmed attacks are exponentially powerful and continue to increase in damage as they gain levels. As monks are damaged, their pain generates wounds. Wounds can be used to power many of the monk's special abilities. Weird. Priest. That's too close to like cleric, paladin kind of deal. Rangers are warriors of the woodlands and masters of the hunt, always partnered with soul-bounded animal companion. They can be found in wild spaces all over the world. As their lifestyle often tend toward independence and isolation, is rare for rangers to become an integral part of a large fighting force, though they are often employed as scouts and guides. Get an animal companion. Okay. We got a little extra. Looks like we get some survival. I don't know how useful that is in this. Rogues in RPGs. So this person gets... I'm just going to skip the rogue thing. Applies bonus damage to the rogue's ranged melee weapon attacks when the target has any of the following afflictions. Blinded, flanked, hobbled, paralyzed, petrified, prone, stuck, stunned, or weakened. It also applies to any target the rogue strikes with a weapon within the first 2 seconds of combat. Okay. Okay. I want to do monk a little bit, just because it's kind of like more outside the... like, obviously, the other RPGs and stuff will have this class, but they're kind of like later. They're not the traditional thing. Rogue is kind of a traditional, you know, class, but it's a class I actually never do. Ever. I don't know if I've ever played a rogue in anything before. We might do rogue. We might do rogue. I like the idea of... Alright, well, let's read the thing then. Rogues are vicious killers, feared for the brutality of their attacks. Already something that nags at my... my, paladin kind of uppity... thing. They can be found as often in dark back alleys of the heart of battlefield skirmishes. Though unpredictable and undisciplined, rogues are commonly used as shock troops or as part of a surprise assault. Their withering attacks, breaking enemy ranks and morale. Rogues tend to congregate in larger numbers in cities where they can be steadily employed as mercenaries or hired muscle. Yeah. I mean, I kind of want to do monk, but... Or even like a druid, but druid had like a sword. Kind of was thinking like a druid in more of the traditional sense with like, alright, you got like a staff, you do druid magic. So I think it said that there was some magic in there or some. Yeah, you know, we're a rogue. Oh no! No. I clicked the done button, thank God. I wasn't ready. Oh my goodness, that would have been really fucking upsetting. Alright. Crippling Strike. The rogue attacks their enemy's ability to move around effectively, inflicting extra damage to and hobbling an enemy successfully hit. 2 per encounter. Average speed. Interrupt determines how likely a damaging attack is to delay their opponent's current or next action. Alright. Oh, this game's like pseudo real time. It's not turn-based. I think I've been calling it turn-based, but it's technically not. Which might have actually kind of turned me off it a little bit before, but we'll see how my opinion might have changed. But, alright. So you hobble for 10 seconds. Accuracy versus fortitude. Blinding Strike, a dirty attack that makes the opponent unable to see, inflicts extra damage, and blinds the target. 1 per encounter. Well, I think I'm gonna go with Crippling Strike. I like the idea of having 2 per encounter. Alright. I guess we could read through these a little bit. Might represents a character's physical and spiritual strength, brute force, as well as their ability to channel powerful magic during interactions. It could be useful for intimidating and displays an active brute force. In combat, it contributes to both damage and healing, as well as the fortitude defense. In combat, it contributes to both damage and healing, as well as fortitude defense. Constitution is a combination of character's overall health and stamina, although it is not used much in interaction. It is sometimes checked to withstand pain or endure a physical taxing ordeal. In combat, it affects maximum health endurance and contributes to fortitude defense. This is why I'm reading this, is because I wanted to check, see if anything's changed from other, you know. You could assume that they, affect the obvious, but it could be different for different types of games, or different games, when they try to break the mold in a way or something. Dexterity is an abstraction of a character's hand-eye coordination, balance, and overall grace. In interactions, it cannot be used for sleight of hand and fast reactions. In combat, it affects the character's action speed with all attack spells and abilities and contributes to the reflex defense. I feel like I might get that up. We got 15 points. Oh, these. Look up how you think they are. Okay. Perception represents a character's sense as well as their instinctive ability to pick up on details. Interaction, it can be used to catch someone in a lie, to make an observant comment about their appearance, or to notice something happening in the background. In combat, it contributes to accuracy. In combat, it contributes to accuracy, the reflex defense, and grants bonus to interrupt. Intellect represents a character's logic, reasoning capabilities, and interactions. It can be useful for deduction, sudden realization, and problem solving. In combat, it contributes to the will defense and influences duration and area of effects for all abilities and talents. Resolve affects the character's internal drive, determination, fearlessness, and the emotional intensity they can project to others. Useful for mental intimidation, leadership, and convincing performances. In combat, it helps characters maintain concentration and contributes to the will and deflection defense. Constitution, dexterity up. That doesn't seem too bad for me, for a rogue. Yeah, this is kind of weird. Usually I just dump them into might and constitution, but here we are. Alright, resolve. I like it. You know, rogues are kind of could be kind of charismatic. It kind of depends on the type of rogue you're thinking of, basically. But she could be a little bit more what do you call it? Or just the one I'm thinking of. Internal drive, determination, fearlessness, and the emotional intensity they can project to others. So I'm thinking more confident, you know? Kind of more like a classic kind of rogue, you know? Confident in their abilities, and just confident in their ways. Confident talking to people. Not in so much the way as being like, you know, I think the word's boisterous. It's kind of generally... I forgot what the word was called. God damn it. Less charismatic, more determined. Does that make sense? I guess that might make sense. Dexterity and perception up, just because they work well with the class. And being an elf as well. A tiny little bit of might, tiny bit of constitution, because they are you know, a melee class. Let's get their damage up a little bit and have a little extra health in there. She did some push-ups. Alright. The culture. The Ader. It's the random numbers up there kind of tripped me out for a second. Ader. The Ader Empire is currently the largest and most powerful force in this part of the world. It is centered around the equator and has a tropical climate. Though the Empire has colonies in numerous areas of the world, Greater Ader is at its heart and houses the majority of its human elven nations. Man, it just goes to show how much reading I've actually had to do lately in these games. The games I've been playing. The Dreadfire Archipelago. Consisting of the nation of Nassetek. I think there must be like a word that's kind of close to that I've been hearing somewhere. Dozens of Oma settlements and hundreds of lawless pirate-infested islands that stretch along the southern sea. Deadfire is home to boreal dwarves, Amao, and a mixed variety of other races. Deadfire Archipelago is the... Did I say that weird earlier? Whatever. Last stop for anyone headed east. A multitude of monstrous sea creatures infest the ocean beyond, making travel virtually impossible. Where are you from? That's an interesting type of rogue. Backstab. Located the northeast of Airglanth. They are extensively farmed by humans and residents. The culture is one of the oldest in the world, though one of the least imperialistic, having spread out little over the past several thousand years. Once the crown jewel of the southern seas, Old Velia is now the crumbled remnants of an empire warring merchant nations. Counting many human stores among the rank, the old Valian countries are still forced to be reckoned with and are proud of their rich cultural heritage. We should just get this fucking giant sword out of nowhere. Dominated by the Amao nation of Rotai, the Gulf itself has hosted a number of nations, most of them Omai, Orlando, and Dwarven. Though these countries are relatively young, they are some of the most advanced. Colonial settlements in the east, the Gulf is a land of richest resources for those who can take them through the entire coast. It's often pummeled by violent storms. The Living Lands is the mountainous region of large northern island, known for its diversity of plant and animal life. Its weather is unpredictable and its ecosystem varies dramatically from valley to valley. The Living Lands are home to an assortment of races and a variety of colonial and independent settlements. The White That Wends, a large cracked southern expanse of the polar ice. The White That Wends is home to a place to pale elves and small colonies of daring explorers, outcasts, and adventurers. While virtually no plant life grows in the White, home to many hardy species of dangerous animals that forage from the sea or prey upon each other to survive. Did these say anything about the... Greater Ader is at its heart and houses the majority of its human and elven nations. I feel like that's just going to make sense. I mean, I could do Deadfire, but since this next game is Deadfire, I don't know. Let me read this one more time. Centered around the equator. Causes numerous areas of the world. Trying to get in a little bit of a role-playing mindset. Like, where did she come from? Does she come from the center, you know, central areas? I mean, that makes sense, right? Or is she like some kind of outcast? She is a rogue. Not really an outcast, but you know what I mean. Like, kind of set out. And that could play into her, resolve and whatnot. No, I said that she's damn, the words keep fucking escaping me. Very sure of herself. I mean, there's a way better word for that, but confident. There you go. And maybe even adventurous, I'd say. No, I ended up leaving home. For whatever reason, this wood elf decided to go out to sea. I mean, there is like a little gap in that logic here. Some kind of like exile or something. So something traumatic must have happened, right? Basically, she ended up hurting somebody. Or killing somebody, maybe. That was a, you know, mistake. That seems kind of hard to do. Even though she might regret it later, she ended up having to skip out of Hadir and decide to go out to Deadfire Archipelago. Yeah, I'm kind of liking the idea of this wood elf being displaced from her natural area. Oh god, how dare you after I had to do all this mind thinking stuff already. Alright, your background, you definitely weren't an aristocrat. You weren't an explorer. You weren't a laborer. You were a merchant. Even though merchant does sound fun now. A slave? You never known freedom, shackles, and chains have bound your existence, as someone has told you what to do your entire life. You never quite fit in no matter where you go. Each new town is just a place to rest briefly before moving on to the next. You're more comfortable on the road traveling the world. Okay. These tie really well into the rogue class. For the thrill of the chase, whether for glorious sustenance, you have made your living taking the lives of wild creatures. Oh, that's not where I thought it was going. I thought it was going to be like Manhunter. I mean, I guess it made sense. So it's right there. Playing a battle is your way of life. You solve your problems by pulling out your weapon and applying force. Athletics plus lore. Raider, you spent your life on the wrong side of the law. What you want, you take. What was theirs has a tendency to become yours. Stealth and athletics. I don't want to just kind of go straight for the, you know, linear path here. Chose that one. Raider seems kind of about right. Drifter sounds like an obvious one too. I kind of like the idea of being the slavery background. I mean, that would kind of make sense. What if the person I ended up here, no, or whatever, I finally had the chance to break free. I took it, and it turned out I was really good at this thing of killing guards and stuff to get out of this slaving camp. And because I made enemies with this, you know, organization, you weren't able to kill everybody there, you know? And, you basically had to leave. You then took to sea, basically. I enjoy that thought. So that's how us, a wood elf, has become a pirate lady. Ah. tried changing these a little bit, but I don't know. Let's think about colors a little bit. I mean, this is getting like a deep dive into it. Would she actually wear red? Kind of like the idea of doing like purple. Yeah, it gotta be a little tanned if we're gonna be a wood elf. I mean, you're out. Well, you are an elf. So hard to say. Ooh, see, this is what I was kind of upsetting. I was like, just thinking, like, wow, the colors don't really change very much on the clothes, and all of a sudden the hair is like, surprise, it's super red. This matters very much. Alright, let's have this super bright red hair in this portrait, right? Oh my god, that's blinding. I wonder if, trying to think of how more deep we could get into this. I'll be like, alright. Generally, she's got just a little bit more brown hair, something like this. But out in the sun so much, being some kind of pirate person or whatever, out at sea, you know, there's a lot of sunlight there. I think her hair just slightly bleached a little bit. Mine gets that too. I think that just happens to people. She looks like something's wrong. Half orc? Alright. I mean, this is the one I was like looking at for like the last 50 minutes or however long I make these stupid videos. 40 minutes and we're not even done yet. Well, I do like that hair, but I don't know. I like the fact that you can see the elf ears, especially since that my subconscious wants to kind of delete that from my head altogether anyway. This one's calling to me. See, the sea salt and stuff gets up in the wind, and she's never been able to relax her hair follicles ever since. Her hair is produced a mind of its own, and it can't be tamed. So she shaved it off. The only way you can't tame it. She decided to embrace the pirate life and the roguiness to extreme and decided to get a mohawk. Alright, so this was like the default one, right? I kind of like this one. Yeah, it looks like somebody kind of fucked up the bangs a little bit, but what are you gonna do?
Yes?
I shall lead us. Let's go!
A blade in the dark.
I'm here. Follow me.
I can see her being stoic.
Show them how it's done!
I'll take a peek.
Hey there. Watch and learn. They'll never know I'm here.
Hmm.
Yeah? I'll lead the way. Death to our enemies!
My eyes are peeled.
Oh? Leading the way. Steady does it. Hmm? I shall lead us.
Let's go. Follow me. Let's go. Not a sound. I'm flattered. Stand together! Shh. I'm here.
Now I am leader of the group. Keeping an eye out. Now I am leader of the group.
Yeah, I've got this. Let's go! Time to see and not be seen. Yeah, I've got this. Let's go!
Look at feisty. Hold on, whoa. All right, 65. I think I made a mistake here somewhere. Did I go the wrong direction? There we go, nailed it. It's not too far off. I went through a lot of these, and I'm kind of upset there's like, I mean, there's a lot of pictures though, right? So it's like kind of hard to be, I mean, 99. We went through 99 of them. But it is kind of weird that, you know, I really don't have very many for like elves with that kind of, you know. It's like, that's basically it. That one, which we're not, because it's a pale elf. Get this one. See. See? Can't. Those don't have pointy ears. I'll need to go in the Photoshop and extend them out a little bit. Well, yeah, elves over here. That screams more druid. It's a pale elf. And I hate to go with the one that I like chose for us, but it's basically the closest damn thing we got, so I guess we're gonna go with it.
Quickly and quietly.
I think we'll go with feisty. Ah, shit, I had this whole time I didn't think of a fucking name. Way to go, dude. Oh, no. We'll be Brenda. No. God, like, I'm coming up with, like, a bunch of, like, you know, using small... I swear to God, if this fucking thunderstorm that just crept up on me ends up taking out another one of my hard drives, I'm gonna be really upset. I definitely need to get some kind of safe state here, so that if the power goes out, I don't lose this. Miliandro. No. Miliandra? Miliandra. Miliandra. I think that'll be fine. At least it's a little bit longer of a name. I started really chopping the names down to really small names. Alright. Or Miliandra. Level 1 rogue. Let's go. Oh shit. I should have done that. Well, I guess this will be considered as part of the, I mean, I can stop it now. I need to go do stuff. Yeah, I'm also worried about this thunderstorm. Alright, I'll end it here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know that was slow, very slow. Sad, because I can't pronounce nothing. And, yeah. But if you happen to make it through that whole nonsense of creating a character in a game that's like, I don't even know how old now. Well, I guess thanks. So if you like Pillars of Eternity and want to see more, make sure you leave a like. It lets me know that you want to see, obviously, what I just said literally 2 seconds ago, that you'd want to see more Pillars of Eternity. If you like what I do in general, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to leave any kind of feedback, comment, or just want to say hey, I will say hey back. So until next time, guys, do take care. Don't let your power kill your hard drives. I was gonna correct that, but I liked how that sounded, so. Don't let your power corrupt your hard drives. Take care.